Hi guys, we are in the episode 2 of Bell's TV podcast, and I'm very happy here to be in Kuwait with one of the greatest guy of Kuwait, Nasser. First of all, I will let you introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Nas Abdulkarim. I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been doing Jiu-Jitsu for 14 years. Now I'm a coach of Gracie Baha Al Ahmedi. So today we're having the AGP Kuwait. It's in our backyard because my gym is just across the street from here. So we're having a good time here. It's amazing. So yeah.
Before the question, guys, I needed to congratulate you about the victory against one of the top Brazilian players in Brazil. It was in Brazil, right?
Yeah.
So how was it? How can you talk about more about this fight?
Like they asked me to go fly to Brazil for ACB. It's like one of the biggest promotions, and I was competing alongside with 7 of the best jiu-jitsu competitors. So when I got the chance to compete against Lucas in his backyard, it was so amazing. So I have to give it all I got. Because like I was the only Kuwaiti in the bracket. It was like I had 7 other Brazilians in the bracket, so I was doing my best just to represent my country, and to be the man, you gotta beat the man. So that's what I have in my mind. Yeah.
So just to remind you guys, Lucas Protasio is a multiple world champion, and you beat him.
Yeah.
So that's great for a small country like Kuwait. And this is my other question: what do you think about like a small country as Kuwait performing? Do you think that Kuwait can perform in jiu-jitsu worldwide, especially in the worlds? Because that's a small country. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think like it's like just like you saw, like Kuwait right now we're having like exploring jiu-jitsu more. Like we're having more tournaments, we have more gyms, we have like Brazilians coming, world champions competing, world champions coaching in here. We have Nicolas Souza right now teaching in Kuwait. He's one of the biggest names in in jiu-jitsu. So I'm like also like if you see other tournaments like Emperor of the Mats, it's a big tournament. You can see the Kuwaitis like fighting with the best guys and doing a really good job. So I'm pretty sure like in the future we're gonna have a lot of world champions, a lot of big names in Kuwait competing with the best. So yeah.
What's the best academy in Kuwait?
Okay, I'm gonna say mine for sure is Gracie Ba Ahmedi. So yeah, so what I'm doing, Gracie Ba Ahmedi, I'm following the footsteps of Hamal Bahal. He's one of the legends. He's like Cristiano Ronaldo of Jiu-Jitsu. So what I'm doing, because I lived like in America for 8 years, 7 years. So whatever I learned there, whatever the steps I followed, Hamal Bahal, I'm bringing it here to Kuwait. So not only me, even my fellow professor Abdullah Salim is also a coach from Gracie Baha in America. So we're like changing the game here in Kuwait. So I'm happy that we're doing a good job. So yeah.
Perfect. I have to ask this question because Kuwait, especially in Jiu-Jitsu, is very well known. Sorry for steroids.
Yeah.
So, is it true, first of all? And what do you think about that? Why do you guys take steroid in Jiu-Jitsu? Do you think like it's something that you have to take for performing in the big stages? Or I don't know what's the idea. Tell me more about this.
Okay, I'll be completely honest. Yes, it's true. It's big in here. Like for tournaments like let's say ADCC. You see it's like I would say 95% of the guys that are taking steroids. It's for sure it enhances performance. It makes them give them a better performance. That's why like let's say you go to this big tournament and you're gonna fight the best guys. Those things gonna help. But for me, what I think at the end of the day is the technique. This is all you need. All the hard work you put in the mats is the most important thing. But as you see, like jiu-jitsu still is not an Olympic sport. Like testing is not much. I think now in the IBJJF they were doing testing just for the first place, but it's not an Olympic sport. So I don't see like now it's important to test the athletes. But steroids, it can be taken by anyone. About any time. That's the thing what I see. Yeah. So.
Okay, interesting. Do you think steroids has to be tested in competition? The other question is also, do you think that it gives you a big advantage for the fight? What do you think about that?
I would say it gives an advantage, but not a big advantage, but it gives advantage. Like right now, I'm part of the national team of Kuwait for Jiu-Jitsu. So testing is part of it, you know, like the national team competitions, they're doing testing all the time, you know. But like let's say small tournaments, I don't think it's like it matters, you know. So I don't think it's important, you know. But let's say for like AGP World Pro, I think it should be important to test these athletes, you know, because these are big tournaments, you know. So and yeah, so for sure, like I would say like most of the world champions, you know, they've been taking stuff. Like right now, you see at the IBJJF, a lot of big names. I don't see them competing, you know, since they were testing and I'm along with them, you know. So I think it plays a big role in the game. Yeah. So
Makes sense. This is the first AGP Kuwait here today. First of all, I'm very surprised because I thought it was maybe the second one or the third one. What's the reason why you don't have, the AGP or any IBGF here in Kuwait? For me, Kuwait, like as a big country in terms of financial
yes.
and other stuff. So why does?
So what I think is the negotiations between the promoters and AGP. That's what the thing that stopping it, you know. But I think now it's a good time, you know, to bring the AGP now because maybe before Kuwait wasn't big in jiu-jitsu, but now it's a good time because now Kuwait is big, you know. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have IBJJF in the future, you know. So I think that the only thing was stopping it, as I said, is as the negotiations between the promoters and the AGP, you know. But I'm happy now that we're having AGP in here, you know. So it's a big thing for Kuwait, for jiu-jitsu in Kuwait, yeah.
All right. So you said you've been living in the US for a long. So what's the difference between Kuwait and the US in terms of jiu-jitsu right now?
Like it depends on the part I live in the US. I lived in California, you know. California is like the capital of jiu-jitsu in the world, you know. There's tournaments every weekend, big gyms, you know. There is a gym in every corner. That's the only difference between here and there, you know. But that's I would say the competitions, because you can have competitions every weekend, you know. Like Kuwait, most competitions we fly in, like let's say to the UAE, to the Doha, to Turkey to compete, you know. It's way easier to compete and be a competitor in the States, you know, especially the big tournaments like IBJJF Awards. It's located in California, you know. So I used to sleep like 20 and drive 25 minutes just to compete at the IBJJF Awards, you know. That's the only difference I can see from here and there, you know. And also one more thing is the competitors over there, like the trainings, I would say they have a like better part than in here, you know, because most of the athletes, the big names, they train like full time in there, you know. I don't think in Kuwait we have full time athletes yet, but that's the only thing I see in the difference between here and there, you know. So
I have a very interesting question. I saw one of a Kuwaiti guy. I will not mention any names, but he's still in a blue belt, and unfortunately lost last World Pro against one of my not friend, but one of my because I'm French, so so we call that like friends. What do you think about giving a belt or not giving a belt? My question is very simple. Do you think is good to not promote someone for a long because of World Pro?
no, I'm totally against it, you know. Like as a coach, when I see my student evolved, I have to give him the belt, you know. It's not fair if he's so good and fight with people like that are new to the game, you know. I'm so against this, and like this is happening a lot, you know. Like, what's the point of competing and getting the gold medal and fighting like people not at your level, you know? I think the best thing in jiu-jitsu to fight someone in your level. That's how you test yourself. That's how you fight. That's how you get better, you know. If you just keep winning, what's the point, you know? Just find someone who's your level and who's like someone giving you a tough time. That's what I see, you know. At the end of the day, is the belt. Yes, the belt, like just to put in the gi together, but just the belt for me, it just gives you the opportunity to fight the best guys, especially for competitors, you know. So that's what I think. Yeah. I think that's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I have another question regarding Kuwait. Do you think, like in the future, I will just talk about kids because that's the future. Do you think they can have a better result than the US people, Brazilian people, the UAE, because the UAE is very close by and we have a very good level. I'm living in the UAE, guys, so that's why I said we have. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Like Honestly, just like I told you, I'm putting the work for the kids. You know, my kids just competed in the AGP Turkey Grand Slam, and I saw them competing with the Russians and the UAE guys. They've been doing a good job. You know, they've been beating them. You know, especially they're fighting against one of the biggest schools in the country. You know, so I think we have a like bright future here in Kuwait, especially with the kids. Yeah. So yeah.
Kids question as well. Do you think here in Kuwait or in the GCC or whatever, but especially here, do you think it's going to be a very good money for jiu-jitsu in the future or not?
Yeah, I think they'll be a good future. Like just like you saw in at the XC, I think they've been doing kids super fights, so that's huge. You know. Also in Kuwait, we've been having super fights for the kids. It's something just to motivate them for the future. You know. So like especially when you go fight a super fight and just they call out your name and just the attention just on you. You know. It's a really big thing for a kid and gives a lot of motivation for them. I think this is a huge step for the kids to involve in the future, you know. So yeah, I think it's gonna be huge, you know, for sure.
Now we're gonna do something very simple. You have to choose. You have to pick one.
Yes.
IBGF or AGP.
Okay. I would say IBGF.
Okay. In terms of level, Kuwait or UAE?
Okay, in Nogi I would say Kuwait, but in Gi I would say UAE for sure, man. But Nogi, Kuwait is we're like dangerous, man. So yeah, I would say Kuwait. especially when I'm a Nogi guy, you know. So I know how good Kuwait in the Nogi level, especially, you know. So like you see, we did like the Emperor of the Mats. Also, we did other tournaments in Nogi. You know, we're doing a good job with other athletes, you know. So yeah, I think Nogi for sure in Kuwait, but in Gi I would say UAE for sure.
Kuwait or Saudi Arabia?
Again, in the Gi I would say Saudi Arabia, but in Nogi I would say Kuwait again. Yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer to be coach or athlete?
I would say right now, especially because I'm focusing too much, I'm putting too much work in my school, I would say now coach. But now I just turned 30, so I'm officially a master, you know. So before, when I was like in my 20s, I would say an athlete, but now I would say a coach. Yeah.
Do you prefer to secure a victory with points or take risk with submission?
Yeah, I actually always take risk, you know. Like, this is a good question actually, because I have different styles in the Gi and Nogi. In the Nogi, I like to play with the lapels and go 50-50, just score points. I'm a bit boring in the Gi, but you know that's what I like to do. But in Nogi, I like to attack the legs and just go for the submissions, you know, because I'm a leg hunter in the Nogi. You know, they call me the shoemaker for a reason, you know. I like to attack the legs. I would say submission in Nogi, yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer kids or adult?
Adult for me. It's more fun, you know, because I like to see the illegal moves like the heel hooks, the two holds, you know, especially in Nogi. So that's the fun for me, you know, the scrambles, you know. So yeah.
Gi or Nogi?
Nogi for sure. But Gi's fun. Gi's fun, you know. Especially if it's just starting jiu-jitsu, I would say you have to do the Gi, you know, because I've seen a lot of people just do Nogi and they're white belt. I think Gi is very important, you know, for you as a white belt, blue belt, purple belt, you know. Maybe if you don't decide just to do Nogi, you can just switch up by brown belt or black belt, you know. But for me, I like Nogi, but I still train in the Gi, you know. So I think Gi is big for jiu-jitsu. Yeah, it's really important. Yeah.
What's your best category
So
you like to watch?
yeah. For sure 77, man. 77 is the best category, you know. You can see this in every tournament, man, you know. Even AGP, ADCC, you know, 77 is where the tournament is the most excitement one, you know. So the scrambles, the speed, you know. I think 77 and 66. I like these parts, you know, because the heavyweights are a bit slow for me, you know. That's what I see. But yeah.
He doesn't like to watch me, huh?
No, I like to watch him. All of you.
Okay, what's your best athlete in jiu-jitsu?
Okay, I'm not gonna say my coach Hamal Bahal, so I'm gonna say someone else. I like Felipe Pena, you know. Felipe Pena is the only person to tap Golden Ryan 2 times, you know. He's also Gracie Baja, you know. I've known Felipe Pena for a long time, you know, since the beginning of my journey. He was a brown belt. I saw his journey to how he grew, you know, because he used to do his camps in our gym, you know. And from there also I saw him beating Golden Ryan, so I think for me he's my favorite athlete, yeah, for sure.
And in Gi?
In Gi, The right now or like
Right now.
Right now. Okay. In gi right now, I like. I used to like Mikey Musumeci, the gi level. Right now, I like some new guy. His name is Will Wilson from America.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a new school jiu-jitsu. He's amazing, man. His lapels, deep half guard. You know, I like the style. You know. Also Tainan Del Pro. You know, for me now he's the goat of jiu-jitsu in the gi. You know, so those are two athletes. You know, I'm looking at for like the last few years. Yeah. So
That was my other question. Tainal Darpra or Mika Galvao?
Mickey Galvao.
How come?
Also, one more athlete in the gi. Shout out to Morocco, Sif. Sif is one of the best athletes. You know.
Big up to Steve. What's your best submission?
Okay. Have you ever heard of the bear trap? I like to do the bear trap calf slice. You know, I've got this submission like bunch of times. You know, so for me it's a tricky submission. It's in my style, fits my style. So for me it's the best submission. You know, bear trap calf slice. You know.
So you got from the back, and then
no,
you got the.
no from the front. Have you ever seen Felipe Pena do it multiple times? You know, it's from the front side. He did it he attempted it to go to Ryan in the last ADCC. So for me, it's a tricky submission. I can show you later about it. You know, for me, it's still my favorite. You know, I've been doing it since 2019. You know, so and the other submission I like to do is heel hook. So heel hook is dope.
What's the goat of jiu-jitsu in gi? And then you tell me in no gi.
Okay. And yeah, I have to say Hamal Bahal, you know, my coach, the king of the spider guard, the knee slice king also, you know. For me, he's the GOAT. I've seen his days, back in the days, competing with all the best, you know. I've seen his fights with Andre Galvao, his fights with Leandro Lo. He fought all the best guys, you know. For me, he's the GOAT, yeah. And the Nogi, I have to say, Gordon Ryan, you know, because he did everything, you know.
You wanted to say Peña.
I'm not a big fan of Gordon Ryan, but he's the GOAT, you know.
Well, what can you tell us about your gym and in Kuwait? If someone wants to, if someone just visit Kuwait and wants to train, what can you say?
So yeah, if you ever like did your training camps outside the Kuwait and you've seen the atmosphere out there, like I've seen a lot of Kuwaitis that go to the States. So what I'm doing right now, I'm bringing the same like training system in here, you know. Especially us Gracie Bajo, we have to follow a certain system to teach the athletes, you know. So if you're a competitor, Gracie Bajo Hamedi is the right spot, you know, because my athletes they compete all the time, you know. Like I give them the green light to compete anything you want, you know, no gi. So we have trainings every day, all ages. We have kids class, we have juniors class, we have adults class for advanced and beginner, you know. We have 4 black belts, 4 black belt coaches. So if you're looking for a gym to compete in Kuwait, this is the best spot, you know. So yeah.
Okay, what's exactly your gym and how long did it take, or how long to get to your gym from the airport if I'm a visitor?
I would say 30 minutes. Kuwait is small, you know. Right now, at this arena, you can just walk 5 minutes to my gym here, you know. You can walk, you know. So I would say 30 minutes from the airport. It's called Gracie Ba Ahmadi in Ahmadi City, yeah. Yeah, so.
Amazing. If you guys want to train in Kuwait, you have the address now. What's next for you in the future? Do you have an idea? Do you want to compete or just focus on your academy?
Yeah, so I'm like, if you see my academy, I've been having seminars all the time, you know. We just had Paul Jaworski, we had Magomed Jurbayev, he's competing also at the ADCC. We had Gabriel Souza last year, so I'm thinking about having a seminar in between the year. I'm not sure who yet. And also, for me, I'm going to compete at the national team in Kazakhstan, actually in 10 days. So that's what I have still in mind, you know, yeah. But my focus is going to be my students. I want them to compete as much as they could. There's also Grappling Industries are coming by next month. Shout out also to my boy Zakaria. So he's going to organize this tournament. So yeah, everybody's welcome to compete in the Grappling Industries. So it's one of the biggest promotions, round robin tournament, gi no gi. So yeah, that's my focus, you know, yeah.
Big up to Zakaria, my friend as well. And we'll try to do also a podcast together. Thank you so much, Nasser. It was a great pleasure to be here. Guys, let me know in comments if you have any question regarding what we just said in the podcast. Also regarding Kuwait, and and this is the live style. And also, if you want me to do the second interview, second podcast with Nasser, I'm sure that we're gonna meet again in UAE, in Kuwait. So guys, more likes, more comments, more interactions. It's gonna be another podcast for sure with my guy Nasser from Kuwait. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, man.
It was a great pleasure. Thank you so much.
It's one of my best interviews.
Huh? It was amazing, bro. Natural.